Hey guys, welcome back to the Locker Room podcast. It's becoming a bit of a common theme. We're joined by Lachie.
How are we, gents?
Not too bad. Good that we can't see you for now.
For now.
And Sharpy's returned from his 1 week vacation.
Yeah, no, just traded Ranger for a Ranger this week. Got rid of Sam, just brought me in, so it's good.
Yeah,
So what the viewers wanted.
Direct trade, I reckon.
You've got the better one now.
So as you can probably see by the jersey, we're going to cover the Eastern Conference. So what we're going to do is I'm going to give you the previous team, their record for the previous year, and their over-under on betting odds right now, and we'll discuss whether we think they'll get over it or under on wins. So we'll get straight into it. First one is Detroit. They had 20 wins, 52 losses last year, and the over-under is 23.5 wins. Sharpy, do you want to start us off here?
Well, they're definitely going to be under 23 wins again this year. They're just losing everyone. Maybe Grant's going to be carrying this year a lot in the acquisition of Cade Cunningham, and the draft was good. I like Isaiah Stewart. I like Sadiq Bey. Also like Luka Garza, who they also got in the draft, which he was just converted to a 2-year contract, which I like.
I like their whole team, bros.
I like. Well, I don't like all their team. The rest of it's trash. Yeah, I just love Kelly Olynyk, man. He's so good.
Dennis Smith Jr. is still there, isn't he?
Nah, I don't even know. I don't even know if any team picked him up in free agency. I think he's still there. So.
And they lost Plumlee, so I mean.
Yeah, he went to Charlotte. So, I see them finishing dead last again in the East.
Oh, I disagree. Lachie, do you have anything? Do you think they'll get under it or over it?
I want to know why you disagree first. Who have you got finishing under them?
I've got Orlando.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if
fair.
Orlando do finish bottom though.
We'll get onto Orlando because they're the very next team. But are you
fair.
over under on the wins?
Yeah, I'm under as well. I actually seen a thing before. I probably won't be able to find it now because it'll be gone. But I was going through Facebook, and I think Detroit are paying more dead money than OKC are paying guaranteed players.
Jesus.
So they're paying more for I think who was it? Was it DeAndre Jordan?
Oh yeah.
There was a couple of players they're paying contracts for that aren't even at the team anymore.
Yeah.
And they're paying more for players that aren't at their team than OKC are for their guaranteed contracts.
Yeah,
it's just insane.
That's I kind of think they'll get close to it because I think Killian Hayes is probably hopefully going to be healthy the whole year. 23 wins is a fair bit for them. I still think they can win 3 more games, but then again, the Eastern Conference has gotten a lot stronger. So I'll go under as well, but wouldn't be surprised. Orlando, the next team, they had a 21-51 record last year, and the over-under is 21.5. Sharpy?
Yeah, it's probably the same thing as Detroit. I don't really see them winning over that. So, they're not that great of a team. I think Jalen Suggs came into the team from the draft is automatically their best player. So, yeah, who knows? Like Wendell Carter Jr. would like to see a lot more of him. I saw a glimpse, keep that in.
Oh, don't you start, Mr. English over here.
Of talent from him there, obviously with the Bulls trade. So, maybe when Markel Fultz comes back, he also looked good. Cole Anthony as well. So yeah, they have the talent there, but I don't see them doing much with it.
Yeah, no, I'd agree with that. Them in Detroit have got obviously Cade Cunningham's going to have to do quite a bit for them, and it's going to be the same with their young players in Orlando as well. So yeah, I reckon it'll be those two fighting it out for the bottom in the East.
And I didn't see anything special from Jalen Suggs in summer league or anything as well.
Yeah,
so that could only just be.
It's going to be hard for young players coming into struggling teams too, expecting to have to carry the load and that. So
yeah, exactly.
That's not going to help.
Yeah, I think Orlando are going to be the worst team in the NBA. I think they're going to go under the win total. But I'm interested to see how Cole Anthony and Suggs actually fit together because I don't like Cole Anthony that much, but I don't see them getting any wins. Be interesting to see if Isaac and Bamba, or however you pronounce it, stay fully healthy and everything. But I don't see them going getting many wins. Anyway, we'll move on to
Mike's
Cleveland.
muted good as. It's also going to depend on whether Isaac's going to play or not because he's one of those people who's denying the vaccine.
Ah,
So
true.
if he
can-
comes back, he may not even play many games at all.
There's going to be a lot of talk about that, isn't there? Well, we'll move up to Cleveland now. 22-50 last year. Now the over/under on wins is 27.5. We'll go to you first, Lachie, for this one.
Oh, I believe in Colin Sexton.
You reckon he's going to
He's
stay there?
I don't even know. I haven't read into enough of why they're like. Are they trying to get rid of him, or is he want out of there? Like,
I don't think they like him as a teammate. I don't think he's a good. I think he just has the ball in his hands too much. I think that's what I've read, that his teammates aren't really happy with him. But
yeah, well, who's he going to pass it to?
Yeah, true.
Apart from Kevin Love, who are you going to give it to?
I like Okoro. I don't mind him. Darius Garland showed a bit last year as well.
Yeah.
But,
yeah.
I mean, they've got a good young core, but
yeah,
I think this is one that can get over. But then again, it's the Eastern Conference, so wouldn't surprise me. Sharpy, you got anything to add?
Yeah, also like with Ricky Rubio there as well, also a playmaker, so that should be interesting as well. And I like the Evan Mobley and Jared Allen pairing, which makes me very excited for them. And obviously Isaac.
They'll be pretty good defensively because I've obviously got an anchor there. Well, a couple.
Yeah, I mean they got a lot of bigs. They got a lot of bigs. They got Larry Markkinen as well.
Yeah,
who could possibly. There was talks of him possibly playing at the 3.
Yeah,
so,
Kevin Love coming off the bench.
Yeah, exactly. So,
oof.
Jeez.
We would talk about a fall from grace.
Still love him as a player though.
How's this though? Like Toronto and Cleveland were 12 and 13 after winning the championship like a couple of seasons ago, and then obviously Cleveland a little like 2016, I think. Shows how quickly it can fucking turn to shit though.
And K Love's like probably the only player on that team from that championship team.
Yeah,
I'd say.
Yeah.
Chetty Osman.
Yeah, that's the one.
Oh yeah, Chetty. Yeah.
Yep, that's the one.
He's just an interesting player. He does enough to keep his spot, but he doesn't do.
Well, he'll probably be coming off the bench at the shooting guard spot anyway for them. So.
Yeah.
I mean, they don't have much depth at all.
So 27.5. What's everyone saying? Over or under?
I reckon they're going to be under.
They could probably scrape. I reckon they could scrape over it. I reckon.
Geez, we're not giving them not much luck here because we've gone under for the first 3.
Yeah,
it doesn't mean that someone at the top's going to win a heap of games.
I just want to see how good Evan Mobley plays, and I reckon he could do well for them. So I reckon he could.
I think
they won 22 last year.
Him and Garland could probably help them win a few more games.
I think. I don't think Mobley will be in the contest for Rookie of the Year. I think we've already spoken about that, but be interesting to see how many minutes he actually gets and how they split the minutes between 5 bigs essentially. So I'll go under just as well. Next one's quite a big leap in their wins from last year. So Toronto 27-45. This season, the over/under is 36.5. So
after losing
Kyle Lowry and picking up Scotty Barnes,
who?
The rookie. They got the 4th
They've gone from winning 27 games with Lowry to the over/under being what? 30? What did you say? 36.
36.5.
Is this on Sportsbet?
Yeah, it's on Sportsbet.
I'm going to get on this right now.
The thing you do have to remember though, I think last year was 72 game season, and this is
they must
82.
have like a good schedule or something.
They probably do. That's the thing. Is they're back to 82 games this season, aren't they?
Oh, fair.
Yeah. So I think that's maybe something we need to keep in mind.
Of.
Yeah, but
shit.
I think
I'll still get on the under.
Yeah, I still feel like the under. What do you think, Sharpy?
I reckon they could probably, it'd probably be under, but it would be just under. I reckon them getting Gary Trent Jr. as well is also good. Dragic as well. I'd also like to see how well Precious Achiuwa plays for them this year. Obviously, OG Anunoby and Scotty Barnes both being in the small forward position, both great defenders. I reckon they're going to obviously be the ones that are going to be the reason why they win games because they haven't got much offensively. That's why.
Do you guys think Goran will stay at the Raptors or get a trade to the Mavericks or? do you think? What do you think will happen with him?
Interesting. Don't really know, to be honest.
I
I
don't
haven't
see
looked
them.
into it enough.
They don't have
Yeah.
much depth at the point guard spot. So like with Fred VanVleet there.
Who are they going to trade from the Mavs though? Like what are they going to
Yeah,
give for?
I wouldn't have. You'd nearly need to give up a guard. So whether it's Jalen
They still-
Brunson, but
have
I
they
wouldn't give
still
up
got,
Jalen
yeah,
Brunson.
Well,
I
is
wouldn't give
Curry
up
still
Jalen.
there?
No,
Nah,
he's at
he's
Philly.
at,
He's at
Philly.
Philly.
Oh yeah, duh. Sorry. Sorry.
No, he's at Golden State. Sorry.
No, he's retired. He retired ages
Oh
ago.
yeah.
I could say something right now, and I'm not going to go there. Not going to go there.
So we all on the under for Raptors.
Yeah, just under.
Yep.
Yeah.
It was paying $1.82. I'm going to put 100 on it.
Well, there's Lockie's
not
tip of the week.
Yep.
Well, move on to probably the most interesting team.
I'll put $2 on it to get $3, $11.84.
That's
that's
it. Get a
No,
big flurry.
$3.64.
That's a me bet right there.
Correct. Hey, it's $1.64 profit.
Over
Stonks.
like 7 months.
Correct.
The next team, Chicago, so they finished 31-41 last year, and their
Yeah, this
over
will be
under
fun.
is 42.5. So who wants to? We'll go to Sharpy.
Well, I've got him finishing.
Does
Eight.
Lachie want to go?
Nope.
I've got him finishing 8th in the East. So I reckon they had a good offseason. They got weird depth though. That's the thing. You know, after you have a starting lineup of Lonzo, Zach DeMar, maybe Pat Williams when he comes back from injury, and Vucevic. But then you got Kobe White, Caruso, then you got Troy Brown and Derek Jones Jr. and then your boy Tony Bradley, who's he's okay. But
OKC legend.
I'd also like to see how well the AU Desonmu plays also. But yeah, I've still got him doing well this season. Maybe he's scrape home 40 wins. Who knows?
Yeah. I've just put him in the overs.
Oh, going along with it. So obviously, have you
Yeah,
got
actually,
anything?
everything I'm gonna put it all in. I'm gonna put it all, everything that I'm talking about right now. I'm gonna put in a multi, and we obviously don't promote this. Well, we actually do because you get Slug's horsey tips, so we obviously do a little bit.
Well, I'm thinking about once the season starts, we'll do a weekly multi, and the next week we'll have to hold ourselves accountable to whether it got up or where it went wrong. So interestingly, last year, so each year Billy Donovan's been in the league, he's been in between 10th and 14th in defensive teams, and they finished 12th last year. And on offense last year, they finished 21. So you'd think that they're going to flip with DeMar and Levine and Lonzo, but it's whether I reckon
Lonzo's the biggest defensive pickup out of all them.
I think it's if they can keep it locked down.
Defensively.
If they can keep it locked down, that's probably Patrick Williams is going to be key as well on defense. So if they can stay under, say, 15th in the league in defense, which is probably a bit of a stretch with that starting lineup, I think they can get over 42.5 wins. And I reckon they're my 6th seed. So maybe even a push for a 5th seed just because I like Billy Donovan. And
yeah.
So
they've got Cleveland first up.
Oh, what a game. All right.
They've actually got a fairly easy start. They've got Cleveland, the Pelicans, Cleveland again, Memphis, Detroit, the Pelicans, Detroit, Toronto, Knicks, that's just given. And then they play Utah. So that's probably their first challenging game out of the first 10 games there in October.
Geez, they could be going really well.
They actually could be.
We'll move on to Charlotte. So they finished 33-39 last season. The over-under's only 37.5. They only brought in Plumlee and Kelly Oubre Jr., which is true, which is not bad. But do you see them getting over? We'll go to you, Lachie.
I reckon that's probably the toughest one out of the lot so far. I reckon that's pretty spot on. Because like those names obviously weren't huge names. Like Kelly Oubre, he's just streaky. He was streaky for the Warriors last season. Like he's a good player, but he's not a consistent player, that's for sure. He's a bit like Sam on Rec. He's good one game and then bad the next. And Yeah, you just don't know what you're going to get with him. But they've got OKC first up, so that'll be an interesting game to see where they're both at. And,
Instant loss.
But yeah, they've got a few tough games first up. Miami,
Sharpy.
Dallas, Brooklyn.
I've probably got them over a bit. I reckon they're great. They're growing as a team and they're getting better every year. And I loved LaMelo last year. I love Miles Bridges on how he progressed. Also love how they got Book Knight in the draft. I reckon that's a great pick for them. Obviously PJ
Code
Washington
Z.
as well. No, Code Z had, he got traded to Trailblazers.
Yep,
That's the reason why Damian Lillard stayed.
Huge news. Huge news. Wow.
Blazers for the chip.
Marcus Aldridge.
Yeah, Blazers are paying their favorite. They've already been paid out for the championship.
What I find interesting, like I don't want to call it a 2.0, but LaMelo to Miles Bridges and PJ Washington, you could nearly say as a wish version of Lonzo to Zion, just with the passing accuracy and then the athleticism of the two big men.
Also, Kai Jones also. You see him in summer league throwing it down heaps as well.
Yeah. So I think
it got better and better throughout the season too, that connection, I reckon. That caller's in for a very, very long year.
One player I obviously love on the team is Gordon Hayward. Now I think we had a discussion, Sharp. You don't like that fit with him and all those guards?
I feel like as a player like him, he needs the ball in his hand a lot. So like obviously when you saw him at Utah, he was their main scorer there. And then he sort of had to not be the man when he was at Boston, obviously. And I don't know, I don't see him fitting in well there. I don't know, it's just weird.
Personal feeling, we're all entitled to our
I don't have anything against him.
Yeah. Oh, I mean, he definitely has to have the ball in his hands, Hayward. You could see it Boston that he wasn't really good off the ball.
But is he anything like what he used to be?
Well, I mean, he showed last year you could get like your 25, 6 and 4 rebounds. So I mean, I think he's still got it. It's just whether it fits with Charlotte. I think it'll be interesting to watch. They're my how do they say it in America? They're my league pass team. The most enjoyable team to watch that isn't OKC. So other than maybe Dallas, but definitely
Dallas
up
are
there.
Enjoyable to watch.
I just like watching Doncic. So
you're not watching Dallas, you're watching Luka.
Oh, it counts. Yeah,
pretty much the same thing.
Yeah, he pretty much owns the team anyway.
Luka and Mark Cuban. That's why I watch.
No one wants to watch Moses Brown grab rebounds.
Oh, hey, I do.
The king. The big question is, how is Charlotte going to replace those 6.8 rebounds that Code Z averaged last season? Who's going to do that now?
Exactly. That's why they got in the playoffs.
They need a big chungus.
Yeah, well, they got. I wouldn't say he's big chungus, but Kai Jones has got hops. He can grab the board. So.
All right, now move on to this next team that I feel like Sharpie just doesn't like for some reason. It's Indiana. They finished 34 and 38 last year, and their over under this year is 42.5. Sharpie, do you want to start because you don't like them?
Dead last. They're gonna finish dead last. Screw them.
What about Detroit?
Yeah, well, who cares? They're gonna finish 16th in the East. That's
16th. Nice.
I don't know. It's going to depend on how well they start. Obviously, they're going to have LeVert out. TJ Warren's out as well. Miles Turner, he's injury prone. Sabonis is a stat patter. So depending on how well he plays, obviously Malcolm Brogdon as well, the point guard spot with TJ McConnell.
Best rookie of the year award winner in the history of the game.
Yeah. Yes.
Gee.
So they're going to have Jeremy Lamb starting at the shooting guard spot. Maybe even bring in like someone like Chris Duarte.
I reckon he'll start.
Yeah, 24-year-old rookie. It's going to be interesting to see. I'm actually looking forward to seeing him.
And they got Rick Carlisle, you can't forget.
True.
Yeah.
Back at the Pacers. So, I mean,
yep.
I think with him there, that's going to lift a few more wins. Because, I mean, that team just didn't look like they wanted to play for that coach because I watched a bit of them because I like Sabonis. But I'm interested to see how
Something I would've
Duarte.
thought.
I'm interested to see how Duarte goes. I watched him in the summer league, and he looked like he looks like a good shooter, and he can do a bit with it. I mean, obviously, he can just fill the spot with Warren and Levert until they get back. But I see them getting. I reckon they'll get 40 to 41, but I'm just going to go under the 42.5 because it seems like a bit
I've
of a
got him as
stretch.
not even making the playoffs.
They'll make the play-in, I reckon. I think they'll finish 9th.
Yeah, that's why I've got him as 9th.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Anything to add, Lachie?
Nah.
Not a fan of the
No.
Pacers.
No, it's not that I'm not a
Who
fan.
is?
They're just
come on. It's
average.
Sabonis' team.
Yeah, literally.
Next team I really don't want to talk about is Washington, 34 and 38 last year, and their over-unders 34.5, surprisingly. Who wants to go first on this one?
me, what the hell is that team? They are just Dinwiddie, Beal, who's good, Kuzma, Rui, Gafford. Looked all right at the end of last year. I reckon the pickup of Corey Kispert was good. Maybe we're going to see a bit of Isaiah Todd as well. Trez, why is he in the league? How come he isn't in China? And KCP, I guess he can defend sort of, but that's about it. I don't even know
Bradley
how
Beal.
Kuzma's even going to be starting. That's how bad that team is. They've got Kyle Kuzma starting in that team.
Mm-hmm.
He's another
What was
person
the
who should be
over-under?
in China.
The over-under is 34.5.
And they won 34 last year with Westbrook.
Yes, but it was a 72-game season. So there's 10 games less, but
Yeah, it's
but still. It's very, it's, I
It's
don't.
just how many
no,
games is Beal
and-
going to carry? And with the games where Beal goes, where Beal can't carry, who's going to be there to step up? No one. No one
Mhm.
at all.
I might be throwing people a bit under the bus here, but does anyone know who their coach is? Because I think Scott Brooks left. I'm pretty sure he left.
Did he leave? I swear he signed. I swear they re-signed him or
I
something.
think he left, and that's one of the
me
reasons
a
why
sec.
Westbrook wanted to leave. I mean, it's an interesting team with Dinwiddie there. I don't like how Sharpy said Rui who. I actually like Hashimura. I think he'll have a better season this year, but
Where's Unseld Jr.?
yeah, true. So I mean,
So
new
a new
coaching.
coaching, who knows? I think he was an assistant coach somewhere.
He
If
was.
I can recall.
It was in the West somewhere. I
I think
can't
he was
remember
at the
what
Nuggets.
team.
I think he was an assistant coach. Yeah, he was assistant coach of the Nuggets
Yeah,
and the Magic Warriors and then the Wizards. He was assistant coach at. Yeah, so I don't know. That could be a good fit for the,
but let's
Right
hope
get
there.
not.
the new coach bounce. I don't know with that
They've got
team. Like,
Raul Neto.
yeah, that's that point guard depth.
Raul Neto, he's the reason why they might make the playoffs.
Emmanuel Quickly's son.
But I mean, they've still got the issue. I don't think Beal's getting the vax by the sound of it. With what that quote is just the worst quote I have ever heard. Why get the vaccine if you can still get COVID? I saw people comparing it to why wear seatbelts if you can still die in a car crash.
Yeah.
It's just like,
That's a great comparison.
it's I'm interested in
Moving
how
on.
how some of these people handle it. So we all under 34.5.
Yep.
Oh, 100%.
It's in
I've
your
got him under
multi.
10 wins probably.
No.
They have actually got a horrible roster.
They're
if
the
Beal
Knicks
misses-
with Mello. That team. Beal is the Mello
Yeah.
of that team. And
And if he
the
gets
rest of them
injured
are
for
a
like
bunch of
20
Lance
games
Thomases.
or something, they are done.
They're just all
They
a bunch
are
of Lance
done.
Thomases and Kuzminskis and Ron Baker.
I reckon I was gonna make a big call here. I was gonna make a big call and say that the top 7 of last year will stay the same. Well, not in order, but it'll be the same 7 teams in that top 7.
Yeah.
I'm different. I've just got the Bulls in there. Charlotte
Yeah, they're the
might
only one that I
sneak
reckon.
in.
I reckon the Bulls will be the only one, in my opinion.
Yeah, I nearly agree with all of that actually.
Yeah.
But since we're halfway through, it's that time of the week.
Slugs. Horsey.
Never gets old.
No.
So
Never gets better either.
Anyway, come on now. His first one is race to number 7 at Flemington. Hitotsu. I could be going.
Jesus.
They're just tongue twisters he's given me.
He's probably doing it on purpose. I love it.
The second one, I've got a thing showing up again. Sorry. Race 10, number 12 at Randwick. Randwick is Gravina.
Royal Randwick.
And his each way of the day is race 8, number 3 at Randwick, Dallasan. And I'm going to put my each way out there. So I've got my own tip.
All right.
Race 8 at Randwick, in that same race, actually.
Oh, you nearly stuffed that then.
Cascadian. So that's my each way tip.
What was the first one you read out at Flemington? The tongue twister?
Hitotsu.
What number? I wasn't actually asking you to say it again. But
race 2, number 7. If you want to try
number 7.
If you want to try and pronounce that any better.
No, I think you did pretty well.
Yeah.
Hitotsu or something.
Yeah, it's
Jesus, out of barrier 12, Dylan.
he's back in the wide runners.
My goodness.
We'll move on.
No cover.
We'll move on to the 7th team last year, the Boston Celtics, 36 and 36. Their over under is 45.5. Who would like to go first?
I don't know. I just feel like they should be doing so much better than what they have been.
Is there chemistry issues?
I feel like there is, probably because there's so many players that could be the guys for other teams.
Like Brown and Tatum, that's the main one.
And even like Marcus Smart, like he's just an ego in himself. Like great player. Like he's one of those players that you want to play with but don't want to play against. But yeah, I reckon there's definitely got to be something there for them to, like, obviously, and then the Easters are going to get stronger as well.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just feel like they should be doing better, honestly. But yeah, I don't know.
They got the new coach in Udoka, or I can't remember how to say it for the life of me. But I mean, they brought in,
and they've got the great Theo Pinson.
They brought in Horford, Cantor, and Schroeder. So, and they've got Josh Richardson, which I nearly forgot about. So, I mean,
can we just take a minute to talk about Dennis Schroeder's contract?
I reckon he's going to build up his value again this year. I think he will. He will get
better.
He will. I believe.
Or he's off to the Wizards.
Or China. But
which is worse.
Boston were 13th in defense last year. I mean, with Schroeder and Josh Richardson, you'd nearly think they could probably crack into the top 10 with defense. And you look at that offense, I mean, surely that works itself out. Sharpy, what do you think?
Yeah, I reckon they could probably just sneak in it over. I like to see how Peyton Pritchard's going to go in his second season as well. I reckon in the games where the teams like had a lot of players missing because of COVID, and that Peyton Pritchard really stepped up off the bench and did well. Obviously Robert Williams as well. I think he's progressing well as a center. So I'll probably just have him sneaking over.
Dropped 81 points in a rec game, didn't he? Peyton Pritchard or something? It was 81, wasn't it? Anyone see that?
Oh, yeah. I did, yeah.
I was going to say, I might think of the wrong player.
No. I remember I remember it on Instagram a while back.
So 45.5. Who's got over and who's got under?
I didn't know it was 45. I probably got him just under.
Just.
I think I'm going to go over.
I still reckon they'll be 7th.
I reckon it's their guard spot, man. Like that's what's killing them.
So they were 36 and 36. There's an extra 10 games. So they literally
need to
have to win like
9 of those.
Another 6.
10 of those games. Yeah.
Literally, like.
I think they can. I'm going to go over on this one because Celtics rep. Obviously.
They can do it,
but I could be changing my mind very quickly depending on how the new coach goes and everything like that. Because I mean, Brad Stevens was a bit of a mastermind of a coach.
Yeah. But he's in the front office now, isn't he?
Yeah, he's the GM or something. So.
So he'll still be pulling some strings.
President of basketball operations, I think.
Yeah. I think they can move up a couple of spots. I'll get to who I think is probably going to fall down a bit. But moving on to the next team is Lockheed's Miami Heat. So they finished 40-32 last year. The over-under is 48.5.
Oh, jeez.
So an extra 9
I
wins.
just confirmed my multi. I shouldn't have fucking done that. Should have waited.
So we'll go to you
What was
first.
it again? It was what?
48.5.
Oh no, I guess we did pick up. We did draft. We did have a pretty good off season.
You got Lowry and Tucker and got rid of Iguodala.
Yep. I want Iguodala. Yeah, it'd be interesting.
Iguodala.
What?
Wait, did you say they got Iguodala?
No, they got rid of him.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
rid
I
of
thought
him.
you said my bad.
No. All good. Yeah, PJ is obviously a good fit. I reckon he'll fit in really well with Jimmy Butler. I think that's a match made in heaven, if you ask me, with those two. Obviously, real hard, tough players.
Dogs.
Yeah, exactly. I was going to say it, but I didn't want to say it. And then, I think it's really good. I wouldn't be surprised if we get around that. I'm not just being biased. I reckon we'll go over. Just, not by a lot, just.
Sharpy.
It's going to be under, but it's close. It's on the cusp of going over. I like the team a lot. It's the power forward spot for me that's not doing it for me. PJ Tucker, maybe Markieff Morris, maybe Dwayne Dedman.
Yeah.
Who knows? He could step in there. The center spot also, they've got Bam, and then
Who?
And
Yeah,
that
exactly.
Yurtseven played well in the summer league. He looked good.
Dwayne Johnson.
It's also going to depend on whether Tyler Hero plays well again this year. They're going to have both him and Robinson maybe coming off the bench. Who knows? And obviously Oladipo whenever he comes back.
Well, we've got Udonis Haslem there if we need him.
Yeah. Surprised he's at the Lakers in that retirement home as well.
Still played better than Ben Simmons in the playoffs last year.
Thoughts on Tyler Hero, Sharpy? What do you reckon?
Pardon?
Tyler Hero.
Oh, I'm hoping he has a better year than what he did last year. But
he did have a bad year.
He's turning into a bit of a Kyle Kuzma, if you ask me.
Yeah.
Yes and no. I mean, it's. I feel like he's got a bit of arrogance about him now since that first. Since that year,
more this fashion stuff and Instagram and just like
he's just doing challenges on 2K, bro. In real life.
And he came out with the tweet. He came out with that tweet or whatever that he's gonna prove he's gonna wake up all those sleepers. I mean,
that's what Kuzma said as
what
well.
Kuzma's been saying for the last 5 years.
I mean,
Even LeBron said he was gonna have a breakout year, and he did.
I'm sure everyone was a fan of Tyler Hero after that.
Yeah.
Season 2 years ago, but
he got an all rookie first team, didn't he? Or did he miss out?
Yeah, he got in the first
again.
team.
It was a lockdown season. It was like in a gym. Like it's totally different environment to what they had in that year. It's way different.
I'm
Mickey Mouse year, Sharpy.
Yeah, 100%. All LeBron's years, these weren't titles.
Yeah.
What a coincidence.
What's the coincidence?
That all of LeBron's titles have been Mickey Mouse years. So.
Yeah, true.
I can't help it.
I'm going to say that they sneak over just because I think a few higher up teams are going to fall down.
I'm really looking forward to these next two teams.
Yes, so we're just going to have a quick break. All right, we're back. So onto those two teams that Lachie really wanted to get onto. The first team that finished 41-31 is the Atlanta Hawks, Sharpy's favorite team. Trae Young, keys to the city. The over-under is 47.5. So we'll go to you, Lachie, because I feel like Sharpy might have a bit of a venting session.
I reckon they're over. I reckon they'll be good this year. Yep. Sharpy reluctantly agrees with me. I think that'll be a massive confidence boost there. Playoff series they had last season. I think the Knicks should have done better, which we'll probably get to. I think they should have done better, but I reckon their final playoff series was quite good, and they'll take a bit of confidence into that next season, I reckon. So they're only going to get better. I think it'll be them and the Knicks for the 4th and 5th spot again. To be honest.
Sharpy.
It's all going to depend on how Trae Young adapts to the new rule. So
Yeah, true.
I've got him over,
True.
but yeah, and I've also got Clint Capella for most rebounds for the season because
Yeah.
that's going to result in Trae Young having to shoot threes. And there's some games where he shoots 1 for 16, and that's not going to be good. So I reckon, yeah, they're going to be over.
I think Kuzma had a better 3-point percentage than Trae Young, didn't he?
Yeah,
Which is
Like-
something. It's interesting in its own way, I guess.
like
I mean,
yeah, and I've said this multiple times. On a good night, Trae Young can drop 30 easy.
Mm-hmm.
So
and
you
I
both.
think-
Sorry, go on.
And like obviously with Sharif Cooper off the bench, one of my favorite rookies coming into the draft, besides Cade, who's pretty much a mini Trae Young, even though he can't get any smaller.
Hmm.
I reckon he's also going to be good to help out the team off the bench with like Cam and maybe Hurd. I know
Will.
Bogdanovich is going to be injured for the start of the season, maybe.
Hmm.
So
How do you think
Yeah.
he goes with Lou Will? Do you reckon he'll get many minutes with Lou Will still there?
well, Lou Will could probably still play the 2. So
Yeah.
who knows? And like Kevin Herter can play the 3 as well. So
Hmm. So you're going over as well? Is
Yeah,
that-
over.
Yeah.
I
Well-
possibly got him. I probably got them finishing 3rd, maybe.
Gee. So you're not.
Just
You're not.
Just depending on what happens with Philly. I've got them. I can see them
True.
finishing 3rd. They've beaten Philly before,
Mm,
and that obviously means nothing for the regular season. But like, they can do it. I reckon they can
Mm.
finish 3rd this year.
so you're not mad that Trae Young's got the keys to the city?
No, he doesn't have them. No, he doesn't have them.
Before I get on to what I think, does everyone disagree with me here that I don't think Trae Young's going to average 25 points?
No, you're dead wrong. He's averaging 25 points this year.
At
Well,
least.
I've got money on it.
He's
so
probably going to
I
be in
hope
there
not.
for all NBA second team. I reckon.
I reckon he'll get like 23 and 10 or so. I reckon he's going to be passing it off to Capella a
10.
lot more.
He'll have like 16 assists a game.
He might, but it'll be interesting to see.
Besides Harden, he's probably one of the best passers in the league.
Josh Giddey just came into the league. Calm down.
Oh my goodness. Oh
And-
my goodness.
And you're forgetting about Doncic, obviously, and still LeBron. As much as I don't like LeBron, he does have a great passing ability. And Jokic, I mean, you're throwing him up there.
Jokic has
What
good
about
pass perception.
Iguodala?
Yeah, true.
And
I-
Alfred
Melo.
Payton.
Do you think Reddish is going to stay? Is he on the move? Do you think he'll?
I'd like him to stay. I reckon he did well in the conference finals for some of those games.
He only got a couple. He didn't get many minutes because he was coming off an injury, wasn't he? He was.
No, that was DeAndre Hunter.
Oh well, Reddish just didn't look like he was getting many time until he had that one game where he broke out and got like 20 points.
Yeah, then all the
Mm.
fans started saying he's better than RJ and Zion.
I am going to
Sharif
say
Cooper.
I feel like they're going to drop off. They're not going to drop off. I think they're going to finish 6th. I think they're going to go under the total wins. I feel like the coach change would have helped them last year. Obviously, Nate McMillan's a good coach. But I think maybe they're just figuring out that pick and roll thing. And I think they might even allow Trae Young to shoot those 30 footers.
Like even looking at their team now, like it's not that deep.
It's
Like, there's a lot of names that I don't really know a lot about.
there's a few guards, and then they got young big men as the backups. Like John Collins was a big keep for him, but
Yeah, God, yeah.
I think over like Gallinari, Jalen Johnson, who just
Yeah.
got brought in. Onyeka Okongwu, he's going to be injured, I think, pretty much most of the season. Jaleel
Kevin
Okafor.
Huerter.
no, he's at Nets, isn't he?
Okafor?
No.
Yeah, isn't he?
No, he's in
Yeah.
Atlanta.
Oh,
Pretty sure.
Mm-hmm.
oh, there you go. I saw something the
Yep.
other day that he was at the Nets. Well, there you
Oh,
go.
he could be soon.
So I think I'm the only one going
Yeah, he's in
under.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
All right. Well, this next one's going to really annoy Sharpy. So obviously the Knicks finished 41 and 31 last year, and keep this in mind: Atlanta's over under was 47.5. The Knicks is 41.5. So they expect them to get maybe one more win with 10 extra games.
No, I reckon that'll be over.
100% it'll be
Um,
over. You know
Should
how
have
much
put that in
depth
your
we have?
multi.
100%. Oh my
The
god.
depth we have on this team is crazy.
Yeah.
Going off the bench also.
Yeah.
Hmm.
No,
You know,
that'll be over.
for the opposition guards, they're going to have Kemba starting, and then they're going to be like, oh great, Kemba's off the court. Nah, here comes Derrick Rose. Oh crap.
I
Oh,
love Derrick
Evan
Rose.
Fournier, he's off the court. Oh, thank God. Oh, who we got now? Oh my God, Emmanuel quickly. He's just going to be shooting 30-foot threes.
Can't tell you're a Knicks fan.
And obviously the season
Obi
3 for
Toppin's going to
RJ
be
Barrett.
shooting threes too.
Exactly. He played well in the summer league. I know it's summer league again, but
Yeah.
you know he still did well in there.
Who was this? Sorry.
Obi Toppin.
Obi.
Oh yeah.
And then you got McBride, maybe Quentin Grimes also. I like to look at those. Obviously Alec Burks as well. You see how well he played in game 1, even though we lost, but how well he played when Randall wasn't there. And I'm hoping that Randall's now. I have seen clips of Randall how he's been working out, and he's looking good. His jump shot looks a lot quicker. He's still obviously a bit reluctant on the right hand, but that's. But yeah, you can't do much about that. It's going to be interesting to see when Mitchell Robinson comes back. He's obviously coming off.
Big
I think it's an
boy.
ankle injury or an arm injury. He had 2 injuries last year that were sort of that. It was good that we brought back Nerlens Noel and
Yep.
Taj Gibson. I think just having Taj there as a vet to help out the young guys there is good. Maybe even could see a bit of Jericho Sims this year, which also would be
Yep.
nice, but who knows?
Yep.
He's a big boy,
Yep.
Mitchell Robinson.
Yeah. Oh yeah. He's put on, I
20
think
or
about 30.
100,
pounds.
109 kgs at 213 centimeters. Thanks for coming.
Jesus.
My goodness.
That's
That's a big boy.
He looks it as well, and I think that's
He's,
going to help
he's
him a
filled
lot.
out a lot since last season.
I'm
I'm hoping that hasn't lost like a lot of his bounce. I know he's a
Mm.
great pick and roll center that can finish at the rim and also protect the rim as well. So I'm hoping that he hasn't lost any of his bounce there.
Now, correct me if I'm wrong. I did watch a few Knicks games, but obviously you watched probably a lot more. But RJ Barrett last year, he was hitting his fair share of corner threes. I don't really think he was shooting that great other areas behind the arc, but if he works on that, surely he would.
Shot 43% from 3 last year.
How many of them were corner threes?
I don't know, but he still shot 43% from 3.
I think all of them. I think
Are you sure about that?
the play they were doing, he was just doing Randalls and then swing passes to the corner, which I mean,
Says
if it
he only
works, it
shot
works.
28.6% from the 3.
Are you looking at his rookie year?
Nope.
Hang on a sec.
2020-21 season. 28.6%.
You might be thinking
I
of
might
the
be-
playoffs. No,
I
it
might be
wouldn't have
talking
been
about
the
after
playoffs.
I think I might be talking about after the All-Star break.
Fair.
My bad.
Very fair. No,
But-
all good.
I think the biggest difference is whether him and Randall have actually worked on using their right hand, because they can't just keep going left and deep.
Mm.
I think, like Sharpy said earlier,
Sit
the
on their left hand.
Yeah, just sitting on their left hand. I mean, it's like
Yeah.
James Harden. Obviously, Harden's a lot harder to guard, but you see people try and
Yeah.
guard on his shoulder and everything. And
He had a fairly good playoff series though. Like he
Yeah,
got
it was
plenty
after
of
the
minutes.
All-Star break. Sorry,
Yeah. He
my bad.
yeah, like he looked like he was averaging, I think it would be about 15, probably 6 and 5. Like, yeah, I think it'd be a big confidence boost having that under his belt to be able to go into next season. I think so. Yeah, I think he's definitely got all the attributes there, but it's just how many touches he gets now with obviously Kemba, Randall. Yeah, it's just gonna be very interesting.
And also no Alfred Payton to not pass it to no
Very
one,
true.
and not
Very
shoot
true.
the ball, and not
Very
being able
true.
to
Watch
make
Kevin
up,
Knox
make a
have a
layup.
breakout year. I might even
Yeah.
put money on him for the most improved.
I don't know if he's played enough. I think he might have played enough games to qualify for Rookie of the Year. I think you're probably still putting him up for Rookie of the Year.
I have 3 big worries for not big worries, but worries for the Knicks. The first one is Tibbs. I think RJ Barrett and Randall were the 2 top minutes played last year. I mean, I don't think you can do that back-to-back seasons without there being not a serious injury. I hope
He
there's
won't
not, but-
have to.
Yeah, he won't have to, but I mean, we've seen before he still pushes his starters to a lot of minutes,
Yeah.
even if they've got decent
Yeah, well,
backups.
RJ had 32. Bullock had 32.
Mm,
Yeah. Obviously, losing him was big for us.
yeah.
Yeah, Randall had 36. D Rose was 35. But was he? Yeah, he was there last year, wasn't he?
Yeah.
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 Which
Toppin had 13. Quickly 15.
And it was good to
Noel,
see.
8, yeah.
It was good to see him actually play some of the rookies last year because obviously Tibbs has his thing of not playing rookies and stuff and not playing the younger players.
Ntilikina averaged 1.3 minutes. Peyton,
Yeah, well, he's a Dallas now, so yeah, my problem.
Yeah.
Well, he's going to be your
Alfred
problem.
Payton had 6.5 minutes too many.
Could have got Donovan Mitchell, not drafted Frank Ntilikina.
Oh, he's going to be a
no
problem for you when you verse Dallas. Going to have a showing out game. But their defensive rating last year was 4th with Kemba, Fournier in the starting lineup. Do you think that drops off? Do you think the system would still help?
I reckon
the system will still
Kemba averaged
definitely
like
help.
Kemba can average like 1 steal a game. I think he's been doing that.
Yeah,
He's done that.
I
in a
just feel
couple
like you
of
can sort of game plan for him though. Like you can
Whoever
sort of,
offense.
take advantage of it a little bit. I think, but I think it'll still be about the same. Like they've still got those. Like, what are you going to do? You take Mitch off, bring Noel. Like they've still got those pillars there. So
Yeah, and I
that's
think
obviously
Noel
something to
finished like
build around.
3rd in blocks last year as well. So
And
can defend.
Yeah,
people are saying a sneaky
Yeah,
shout
so-
depending on Mitchell Robinson's health for Depoy. So whether he can actually get up there, I don't know if that's true. But I mean, I think Knicks will drop off a bit, but I still think they'll be top 6 or 7 in the defensive rankings at least. But their offensive ranking will go through the roof, I would have thought.
I reckon they'll finish 6th,
I've got them finishing
depending on Philly.
I've got him
think-
finishing 4th.
I've got them 5th, so just out of home court advantage.
4, 5, and 6. I like it.
It's pretty much going to be the same 4, 5, and 6 as last year.
But we all
just in a
agree
different-
over 41.5.
Yeah.
Yep. All right, so we'll move on to the Bucks now. I haven't actually got much for this team, even though they just come off
What
a
do you say?
championship. So 46 wins, 26 losses, and their over/under is 55.5. So that is a lot of games. So they're allowed to lose 27.
And that was with a Brooklyn team that was like
healthy half and half. It was a bit.
And then even the Lakers weren't that healthy. Like, oh my goodness, that's a lot of. I still think they can do it, obviously, but yeah. Gee, that's a lot.
Because they haven't had many new wins. They've got Grace and Allen, and I think they've picked up maybe 1 or 2 others.
They've picked up Ojale.
Oh,
I
Semi
like him.
Ojale, yeah,
He can
he's
defend.
good.
They lost who'd they lose? Their point guard. He went to Wake Forest.
I don't know who went to Wake Forest. Oh wait,
Chris Paul.
Who?
Chris Paul went to Wake Forest. Jeff Teague. They lost Jeff Teague. Thank God. Bloody hell.
I don't. Is that a big loss though?
Not when they got Grayson Allen there. He'll just.
I mean, like they've got in their point guard spot. They've got Drew Holiday. Then they've got maybe George Hill. Yeah.
Yep.
So who knows?
Yeah.
I don't have much on this.
I reckon they'll be under. I reckon maybe just under.
Yeah, I got them just under as well.
Yeah,
Obviously, look at their center spot. They got Brook Lopez, Bobby Portis, and then Giannis.
The man.
And then they've got at their power forward spot. They've got Giannis, Bobby Portis, Ojale maybe, and Thanasis.
Yep.
I mean, they haven't made enough changes. 55 is a lot of games.
They've still got. I know they haven't made enough changes, but they've still got Giannis.
Yeah.
Like,
but will he save himself a bit for playoffs next year? Maybe I don't think he's the type to hold it back, but maybe after winning
he just
a
wants to play basketball. That's it. Like,
and I do like that. I do like how he's not resting and doing all that bull crap. But I'm hoping
that Drew Holiday has been practicing his shooting because there were games last year where his shooting was poor. Obviously, defensively, he's probably one of the top 3 defensive guards in the league. So, yeah, I'm hoping that he has practiced his threes a bit. The shooting guard spot is a bit of a worry with Dante DiVincenzo and Pat Con. You know, I'm hoping Dante DiVincenzo is another player who is progressing at the moment in training camps. So we'll see how he goes.
Coming off injury, isn't he? Or is that the other one? Who's the other one?
Just a bit of an update on the Sid Barker medal too, just while we're going. North Melbourne's vote count. Cunnington is leading by 8 over Zeeble, 104 to 96, and Simo's on 92 behind them as well.
How is Simpkins so
starting to
far
get-
behind?
Oh, don't know. Why don't you ask him?
Maybe I'll get him on then. Well, yeah, so we're all going under for Milwaukee. So we'll move on
Yeah,
to
just.
Brooklyn. They finished 48 and 24 last year, which I don't really think counts for anything. This year, that over under is 56 and a half, which is obviously a lot of games. I think they're going over.
I've got them as getting 60 wins.
It just depends on how COVID Kyrie.
Well, that's the thing. He can't play
Whether he
home
works his
games,
shit
can he?
out.
This is one of my favorite teams in depth wise, besides
Yeah.
the Knicks. Having players like Bembry, Sekou Demboya, Dayron Sharp, Nicholas Claxton, Cam Thomas, Bruce Brown, Patty Mills. Like that's a great team off the
Aldridge
bench.
back.
Aldridge back, Blake Griffin, especially obviously Sekou and Bembry, great defenders. Cam Thomas looked unreal in summer league, probably one of the best shot creators in that draft class. So this is what I'm going to look, even though they're Brooklyn, I'm going to keep a close eye on them.
Jeez. Yeah, no, I think they'll be over. Yeah, they are very, 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 very deep. I don't know, it'd be interesting to see how Aldridge goes coming back. Obviously it'd be interesting to see what their starting five will be as well.
Yeah.
See what happens there. But yeah, to have Patty and Millsap, Joe Harris coming off the bench, they got some absolute jets coming off the bench. So yeah, they're pretty deep. I reckon I agree with you, Sharpy. I reckon they'll be around 60. Yeah, it'll be interesting. Look, the whole league's going to change this year because they're obviously playing more games. There's going to be more fans in stadiums and stuff. It's going to be very, very different to what we're used to over here.
Yeah, true. I think they're going to go over as well, but I think the Brooklyn front office is in a bit of a sticky situation. To be honest, I think KD's in a bit of a sticky situation because, I mean, if Kyrie doesn't get the vax, how do you feel as a teammate? You're vowing for him to stay, or however you say it. And if he doesn't get the vax, he can't play home games. And if you make it to the finals, he can't play half the games. I mean, that's just...
Kyrie won't care.
Yeah, Kyrie. And he got asked something in an interview the other day, whether he would, I can't remember, it was something about playing basketball or not playing. And he's like, "Oh, can you please respect my privacy?" And I'm like, you're a millionaire getting paid to do a job and you're not doing your job properly. People are going to ask questions. But I think, and it's hard for the front office for Brooklyn because you can't really trade him because, one, KD doesn't want him traded, but two, what team's going to want him? Because if he gets traded, he'll probably just retire.
Who's this?
Kyrie. If he got traded from the Nets, he would retire. Even though I think him at Philadelphia, I think Kyrie for Ben Simmons, and you work whoever gets more compensation, probably the Sixers
for both teams, I reckon.
Imagine Kyrie and the comps to Allen Iverson and playing with Joel Embiid, but
I don't think Simmons.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think
I don't want Maxey losing minutes. That's why I don't want Kyrie to go to Philly.
I don't think anyone's going to trade for Kyrie though, because they know that he'll probably just not play.
Age.
I mean, he's such a great
100%.
talent, and it's kind of been wasted. It's a bit disappointing, but
literally
each to their own. And now to possibly the most interesting team, Philly, 49 and 23 last year. So I'll go around the table quickly just to get your predictions on the over-under, just an over or under answer. The over-under is 51 and a half. So over or under, Lachie and Sharpy?
Under.
Yeah, okay. We're all in
I'll get
agreement.
them 5th.
Yeah.
Division 5th.
I'm going under. I think they're in the bottom 4 of the 8 as well.
You know what, Ben Simmons, you can go fuck yourself. Fucking loser. For that many years to work on your shooting. And Matisse Thybulle, you don't need to stick up for Ben Simmons either. I don't care.
Oi,
if
come
the
on,
fans are-
oi.
I know. I
We
like
like
Matisse
Thybulle.
Thybulle. We love Thybulle here in the locker room podcast.
Correct.
But fuck you. If you no Ben Simmons, not Matisse. If you're going to come out and just bitch that you want to move to LA, what are you going to do? You're still going to be the same player there. Then the LA fans are going to hate you there. Just retire. Go to
This-
China or something.
This went from PG to R18 very quickly.
Come
I give a
play,
shit.
come play AFL for North Melbourne.
Yeah, exactly. And Embiid had the right to come out and say what he said today. Yeah, they built that team
Mhm.
around you, and you just crapped on him all the time for being a pussy.
I think that's kind of helped Simmons though, because that's just going to help him get out of there. Because now that's just making the situation a whole lot worse for the Sixers. They're not.
Oh,
gonna
well,
get
he's
nearly
ruined it
as
for
much.
himself. He's missed out on $33 million this year by sitting
Mhm.
out. So
But
it's your own fault, exactly.
have you
You've had that fucking that many years to work on your jump shot. You've done nothing.
have you seen how it
Mhm.
works though? Because like I think he's getting his first 8 million sometime this week. He can get, hypothetically, if he gets fined, they can't fine him until the start of the season, I don't think. And when they do fine him, he's already earned 25 million or something off his new contract. And if he gets traded to a new team, that new team can just pay the money, give it back to him, which they probably will to keep their star happy. So I mean, what do you
He's
do
not a
as
star.
the
He ain't a
Sixers?
fucking star anymore. He's
I-
he's a bloody Sean Livingston, if anything.
So I disagree. I think if you build a team around Simmons, obviously he's not Giannis, but that game where he played against Utah, where Embiid wasn't playing, he dropped 44 and a triple double on Rudy Gobert, who was Defensive Player of the Year. I mean, for a player that can't shoot a three to do that on a big center that one deep,
It's the same as what Giannis did the whole final series.
Yeah, I think if he had his own team, he would be a superstar and he would be all NBA and all that. I don't think he'd be MVP contention
This is
straight away.
sort of his chance to have his own team, though. He hasn't got like star players like besides Embiid maybe, but he's got like Seth Curry, Danny Green. That's going to be starting shooting guard, small forward. Then their backups is Korkmaz and Matisse Thybulle. So
I think he was just disappointed that I read something today that he wasn't happy with how obviously Joel Embiid's going to clog it up, but he wasn't happy how he's always sitting on the post calling for the ball. But I mean, that's Embiid's thing to do. So obviously they've chosen Embiid over Simmons, which I mean,
rightfully so.
Yeah, you can't really argue that. But
no,
you look at how well a player has progressed. Like you compare those two from when they were drafted to where they are now, and look how far Embiid is ahead of Simmons on how like different they are as players. Simmons is the same player. He's not shooting at all. Yeah, we saw glimpses of him in summer league when he got drafted before he did his ankle. He looked okay. He sort of could shoot the ball, but he's still the same player. Besides getting better defensively, and look, as much as I don't like him, he's still better than 75% of the league, like as a player. So but it's just I don't get why he can complain and then wonder why people hate him so much because they get mad at him for not shooting the ball.
Well, this is
like
where
I
compare them to comparing to Embiid. Like obviously Embiid's gone out, worked on his shot, and he's like a genuine 3-point threat. Like it's just the difference between the two. One's gone and worked on it and gotten better. The other one hasn't.
I think this is where I kind of disagree.
And also he can shoot free throws as well. And that's and I think I read something a while ago that if Simmons just worked on his free throws, he'd be a lot better as well. Like saying he doesn't necessarily need to shoot threes, just shoot free throws, learn how to shoot free throws.
Well,
so they don't have to
then
hack
again,
you.
I've been trying to get Ollie to kick the footy better for the last God knows how long, and he still can't kick a ball.
Hey, I gave up footy for a year, so I wasn't focusing on it.
Gave up.
I didn't play
footy for
thirds. Come on
11
now.
years. I probably could still kick a footy better than you.
I do disagree though. So I obviously, that game that Simmons played in Utah, he did shoot 12 of 13 from the free throw line. So I mean, he's got the perfect looking. He's got what's that? Yeah, it is one game, but he's got
one game.
He's got a very fluent and a very nice looking style. I think he just needs to have the confidence to shoot it. If he gets the confidence, he can do it. I reckon he'll become a good shooter. Oh, not a good shooter, but a half decent one, a threat at least.
Yeah.
But
he just needs to he just needs to be able to
wake up to himself, really.
I think I disagree though that I think he's basically on the side of Philly, I feel that he was a bit hard done by because I think halfway through last season there were trade rumors based around him, and they were pretty serious ones. And then that got kind of shut down, and you could see a bit of a change. And then straight after the game, if you got your coach, you think your coach would be smart enough to come out and say, yeah, we can win with him, even if you don't believe it. You just say that to the media. And then you got Joel Embiid being the smart ass he is, saying that that one play lost the game, yet Embiid had 8 turnovers and one of them was in the last couple of minutes. I mean,
I don't really agree with how Doc handled that. Not gonna lie, I agree with that. You can't come out and throw your player under the bus straight away after a game. Like that's more of a in-house thing, I think, to keep that more in-house. And don't say that on in the interview straight after the game. But like he averaged 12, 8, and 12, 7.9 and 9 last season. Like 12 points, I think, for Ben Simmons isn't enough.
Someone gets paid that much money. 12 points is terrible.
No.
Imagine that on a team by himself, though, where he's probably playing power forward and point guard. Yeah. Like he would average 10 rebounds, you would think.
The thing is, what can a team that's surrounded by players do for him? He's had a team surrounded by stars that's done nothing for him. He's had a team that's sort of been surrounded by good players and mainly bad players, and he's still done shit. So
I mean, it's tough. I mean, you'd
Where's
think that
best
they,
fit?
I've always
people
I
wanted
said
him
this
to
from
go
the
to
start.
the Wolves.
Yeah, Wolves would be all right. I reckon Cleveland would be interesting, especially with the
Cleveland.
Colin Sexton thing. I reckon a straight swap for those two would be all right, even though it would take minutes off Maxi. But I don't know.
Kings are up there. I don't want to see him go there, but
Kings if it's gonna be Kings, it's gonna have to be Kings. And Nuggets, obviously, I don't know about them anymore with them re-signing Michael Porter Jr.
I reckon they're using him in a trade.
Maybe, and also with them not having Jamal Murray for most of this season as well.
Now, I don't want him.
Pelicans.
They just signed a guard for like 40 million, and they've got Kyra Lewis as well, who I think they like.
And then they've got Brandon Ingram and Zion.
And Zion's probably already occupying that space with Valanciunas.
Yeah, and they're probably occupying that Zion max deal as well.
Yeah.
So
I'm gonna bring in my own team here, but you could. I don't want it because we're in a bit of a rebuild, but you could argue that if we gave him picks and maybe a couple of players, it would have to involve 3 teams. But he would fit.
Which one of your 28,000 picks are you going to give him?
Maybe some of the ones that aren't as good, but he would fit the system perfectly. I mean, you look at OKC's team now. Everyone can handle the ball. Everyone can dribble. Everyone can pass. Most of them can shoot. Obviously, Simmons can't. But if he comes to OKC, you could nearly put him at center because OKC don't really have we got Derek Favors, but I think Roby's probably going to start. So, I mean, even OKC with him and SGA, that would be a great fit. But
what about Poku, bros?
It's going to take touches off.
Yeah, obviously.
It's going to take touches off Giddey as well.
Yeah. It'd be interesting.
Giddey's not a spot up shooter. Like
the main reason why there's 2 reasons why I wouldn't want him at OKC is because of the rebuild, and I don't think we need to cut straight to getting a star and just those picks being useless.
Not when you got Shea.
Yeah,
like I don't know if the picks are useless though, especially when if you're just gonna have.
Oh, but like we've got, I think after
it's
just
going to depend on what they're worth. You look at next year's draft class; it's not that deep so far. From what I've seen, maybe Paolo Banchero, don't see you getting him at all. I don't. If maybe you might get, I can't remember
one of the big blokes. I forgot his name.
Oh yeah, Chet Holmgren, maybe him, but.
I think OKC need to hold on to their pick for the next year, and then maybe next season make a big trade for a star, because I think that's the next. We've got 3 picks in the first round next season, which is ridiculous.
Did you re-sign SGA?
Yeah, we did the max contract, so he's on the same contract as KPJ. Which
KPJ? I think you mean MPJ.
MPJ.
Kevin Porter Jr.
Yeah, I was thinking of Michael Porter Jr. So it's the same contract basically, except Michael has chance for 207 mil. But I mean, one of the reasons why I wouldn't want him is because I don't think he'd want to stay in OKC after his contract. I think he just wants to be in the limelight. He wants to be in a big
He wants
city.
to be in LA. He
Yeah,
wants to be in LA. That's
which is surprising when he can't deal with the fans.
it's good. Well,
Can't deal with the
Sacramento are
pressure.
in Los
Yeah.
Angeles, aren't they?
Where is Sacramento? They're in the
Sacramento's
area.
in
They're
Los
in
Angeles.
Cali, but
Fucking go there
yeah.
and think about how you ended up here and why you're there because of how you chose to not improve as a player, and you suck.
So they finished second defensively last year. We all see that dropping off without Simmons because I don't think Simmons is ever going to play a game there again. I think they're going to drop out of. They're going to drop out of the 5. They're going to drop out of the 5.
If he played there, he would get booed to the point where he would cry and run off
I'm
the
looking
court.
forward to seeing where he ends up and when they play Philly because that's just going to be awesome.
He'd be
That's going to
crying
be
like
worse than when
Giant.
Porzingis. That's going to be
He
worse than
actually
when
won't
Porzingis.
play.
Yeah,
gets
he
hurt.
won't. He won't travel to Philly.
He won't step
No.
foot in there. Yeah.
He'll
No.
cry like Joel Embiid did after the Raptors game.
Yeah.
He'll go out and get COVID for some reason. Then
But
he'll be on the
imagine that
protocol.
first matchup between Embiid and Simmons. Imagine if Simmons just takes him to the post and hypothetically just drops 30 on him. That would
I
be.
don't think the Philly fans. No one wants. I don't even think like outside of Philly, no one wants to see Simmons do
No.
well against Philly.
I
because
do.
I don't. Fucking, it'd be hilarious.
I do like Embiid, but I do hate his antics at times.
Yeah.
I think
He's definitely gotten better
yeah.
with that though. Like he's gotten a lot more mature.
Well, even Andre Drummond
Thank God.
signing there. So, I mean, they're going to be out of the top 5 defensive ratings, I
Like
think.
last year, they were 3rd in points per game, 1st in assists, 3rd in rebounds. Like, yeah,
There's going to
they
be a
were pretty
major
solid
drop
last
off.
year, and yeah, 100%.
And
100% they were
I think they're holding out for Lillard. I think that's the only trade that they probably want to make because they need a star guard.
He's not even in the same ballpark as Lillard. Not even close.
Like what star guard could you could possibly get Fox, but I don't think Kings are going to give him up. And you could go to Timberwolves and get D'Angelo Russell. Would he fit with Embiid? Is that a big enough deal? It's a whole schmozzle. But are we all saying under 51.5 then?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Anyone else got anything to add to the rant of Ben Simmons?
No,
Nope.
I'm done.
Sharpy has definitely covered everything.
All right. Well,
I'll go cool down.
100% covered anything.
we'll quickly. I'm presuming we all think the Nets are going to come out of the East.
Yeah.
So who do we think's the team that's going to verse them in the Eastern Conference? So
Well, aren't we doing the Western Conference next week?
yes, we're doing the Western Conference next week. So we'll
talk about it then.
No. Who's versing the Nets in the Eastern Conference Finals?
Oh, I thought you meant the finals. My bad.
No.
Atlanta. I've got Atlanta.
Ooh. Don't mind that.
I've got the
I do not
Heat.
mind that. I like that more.
As much as I don't want that, I've
I
got
like
the Heat.
that more. I'm going to go the Knicks.
Oh,
I'd love
I'm
to
gonna
see
go
the
the
Knicks.
Knicks.
I'd love to see a Knicks Nets Eastern Conference
Yeah,
final series.
that would be
We're-
elite.
we're basically all gone for teams that are the opposite. So you're Sharpy, a
Yeah.
Knicks fan's gone for the Hawks. I've gone for the Heat, and I don't like the Heat. And a Heat fan's gone for the Knicks.
Yeah, it's crazy because I've been over there before, and I went to a Knicks game and a Brooklyn game. Like you hear about the tension between the two teams and that. And if it was a Knicks and Brooklyn, it would be huge. Like the train rides in would be like you wouldn't want to.
They'd have to get armed guards in because there will be
They'd
fights.
have to call in the military.
It'd be worse than what happened last season with the fights.
Yep, it'd be worse than what happened with Trump.
He's the man.
It would be nearly a Knicks.
Oh, Biden.
It'd be a Knicks home series every single game, nearly. I'm sure the
Yeah.
Knicks fans would just take over the away games anyway. So
You'd be surprised.
I
Is
mean,
there
I
some-
thought we were going to take over the Atlanta games as well, but nothing really happened there.
well, I mean, Brooklyn's
What,
so
the stadium
close.
or the actual playing of the
The
game?
stadium, I thought, because obviously, I think there was like a lot of talks to saying that Atlanta's pretty much the second New York because they got that many fans down there as well.
So we've gone 3 different teams. All right. So Well, that's the end of the Eastern Conference. That's a bit of a longer one. That went for a lot longer than I thought it would, but oh well. I enjoyed doing it. I hope you did.
I did. I got a lot off my chest.
Yeah, Sharpy got a lot off his chest there.
Well, next
He's
week
got to go calm down now.
next week is obviously the start of preseason on Tuesday, I think it is. So
Marutna.
no, yeah, nice. NBA preseason Tuesday, and then next Friday we'll preview the Western Conference, and maybe we'll have an extra segment or two. We'll discuss that
I like
in
it.
between.
I
So
like it.
thanks for listening. Thanks Lachie
on.
for coming,
No worries
Oi,
at all,
Ollie.
my friend.
and Sharpy's. It better not
Ollie.
be about KFC. What is it? Yeah. All right. Well, he's gone. All right. See you later, everyone.
Later, bros.